second best, scared to risk what the future might bring. What the future might bring. I hold my breath, waiting for someone to knock at my door, telling me there is more waiting for me. Whoa. If I love you harder than I've ever done before, oh, maybe I belong somewhere above the water. My lungs are tired from running for a long time.
We just finished our first dance lesson. Our first dance lesson.
First.
For the first dance. We just did our first one. And later we have the cake tasting that we're going to.
Well, actually, it was my first dance lesson ever, but it was my first dance lesson first.
You shot for the stars and you got caught up in Dessen. Lance Dessen. We have a cake tasting. We have some time in between it, so we're driving up to Woodstock and we'll get coffee. I feel like maybe like if they have like an egg bite or something at the coffee shop, that might be perfect for me right now. That might be perfect for me right now. Something like that. But not too much because we need some hunger for the cake tasting. For the cake tasting, we get to try 6 flavors. 3 of them are gluten-free, so that'll be Zach's territory. 3 of them are gluten, so that'll be my territory. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head what we got. 3 of them, like the flourless chocolate cake ones, the gluten-free ones, the buttercream options that I think we picked.
Raspberry, chocolate, espresso.
Yep, espresso, raspberry, and chocolate. And then we did, I think, yellow with lemon, white with strawberry, and white with vanilla. I'm pretty sure. So we're excited for all of that, but have to get to Woodstock to continue to be excited for that.
We got blisters, but maybe I belong if I love a little harder. If I love all the ways the world puts me to the test, if I embrace every fall, learn to grow and keep myself tall, would it hurt at all? I hold my breath, waiting for.
I got the extras boxed up because they like cut the tasting for 2, but since we got 3 that were not gluten-free, we're just regular, that means that there's 3 extra for me. So in this box, sorry I didn't film more like actual tasting, we were just like eating our little bites, but we have white with vanilla, yellow with lemon, and white with strawberry. The flourless chocolate ones were all really good. It honestly was like a shock going from flourless chocolate back to just the regular cake, because I mean regular cake is good, but nothing beats flourless chocolate. Like nothing beats flourless chocolate. The flavors that we decided on, because we're gonna do a decorative cake for cutting and like to be displayed, but then for the majority of actually serving people cake, going to do sheet cakes. It's cheaper and you don't need it all decorated, which is great, but that meant that we get to pick a flavor for each tier of the decorative cake, which we're planning on doing 2 tiers, and then a flavor for 2 sheet cakes, which there's a chance that we would need an additional sheet cake, but it's probably maybe 2. So what we decided, flourless chocolate for the decorative cake, obviously, and Zach's favorite were espresso buttercream and raspberry buttercream. So we're gonna do 1 layer of each of those. And then for the sheet cake, do the flourless chocolate with chocolate buttercream. And then the other sheet cake was between these 3 flavors, like the regular gluten flavors basically. And I think what we're gonna do, because it honestly was my favorite, even though it's not like the most neutral, like people always say I like to do just like kind of basic wedding cake flavors because then most people will like it, but this is a lemon buttercream in here and it is so good. So it can either be white with the lemon or yellow with the lemon. I mean, it tastes the same, but I just felt like yellow and lemon kind of went together and it's so good. And I just like really like lemon, so I could just be totally biased, but it is so good. Especially because the other ones we tried, like the strawberry buttercream was good, but it was a lot. And then the vanilla, like just white with vanilla buttercream, didn't taste like anything. But this was delicious. We talked about like the decoration itself, and I'm gonna send them over like the inspiration pictures that we kind of looked at today, and they'll let me know like what they think they can do and like what it can look like and get kind of creative. But we're just planning on doing like just classic white for the decorative one. Zach really likes like the ribboning kind of going around, like the piping that goes like this around a cake. And then I really like white flowers on white cake, like icing flowers or fondant flowers, that kind of thing on white cake. So we're kind of planning for kind of a mix of those two things, and I'm quite excited. I feel like I need to go strawberry, and then I'll finish out with my vanilla. I probably should have finished out with my lemon since it was my favorite, but it is good. It is just like very strawberry. Whereas I feel like the raspberry with the chocolate, I guess the chocolate could like kind of compete a little more, like balance it out a little bit more, but it felt a lot more like not overwhelming. And this one is the white with vanilla. It is good. I mean, they're all good. Man, I would do a cake tasting every day. That was fun. We were talking about going wedding band shopping today. I think mine will probably get online because we already know my size based off of this ring. I am so sick of the GNATS. We can talk about that later. But Zach's never like worn rings, and so wasn't sure what size he would be or feel comfortable in. Wasn't sure like what thickness he would like, if he likes black or gold or silver even. I'll accept him if he likes silver or white gold. So I was kind of thinking that then it might be beneficial to try them on in person, but it ended up just feeling like that was a lot smushed into a day. And I could tell he was kind of stressed by the amount we were trying to smush into the day. And so instead, later today from Amazon, we have a ring sizer getting delivered. And I got him like a little gold silicone wedding band that's like $8. Like not an actual wedding band, but you know how men get their little silicone ones, especially for lifting or that kind of thing. The gold I was kind of unsure about because like black silicone just looks like a regular black ring. I don't know what gold silicone would look like. I didn't tell him I was getting that, but I just kind of thought it would be fun, and it was cheap to have too. I mean, that way he could wear a ring before the wedding if he wants to too. But so we'll do that later, where we can like get his ring size and then kind of plan a little bit. I do think I've discussed a lot with people in my life and have like thought about it a lot. The things that I'm between are getting just like a matching pave band, even one that just goes, goes 50% around with the pave, if you can see that. Either getting a matching pave band or just a plain gold band that's like the similar thickness. I think I'm probably gonna end up going plain gold for the wedding band itself, just because I can always like choose to get more than that. Like if I want to get a pave later, or if I want to get like a bubble band later, or just like something else, I can always do that. But I feel like if I get it and I don't like it, like those are obviously more expensive because there's like diamonds in them and stuff. And I feel like the gold band will go nicely. And the ring, I don't know if you can tell, some people's rings sit kind of lower, and so the band sits further away, but my ring sits kind of high. And so I'm pretty sure that a thin band will be able to just sit kind of like flush with the ring. Maybe eventually in the future get it soldered. I don't know, I haven't really thought that part through all that much. I'm gonna sit around a little bit, watch Criminal Minds play Candy Crush as I do, go work out later. Once I start getting the sugar rush from all the cake, maybe use that sugar rush to go work out. I'm so sorry. We did. I know I was just like, oh, we'll come back and we'll talk about the rings and stuff when we do them, but we did both of those without you. I accidentally forgot to film. I am so sorry. I will never forget about you ever again in my life, ever. I love you. But we're returning the gold silicone ring because I was right. Like, why did I get gold? It did not look gold. It looked, we're returning it. And then the ring sizer too, like, we're just gonna shop online for wedding bands is what we've decided is what we're gonna do. And I really need to make a September to-do list for the wedding. I feel like I had my August one and I got everything in August done like right up front, honestly, which was kind of good, but I do need to make sure, like we still have time, but I do need to make sure that there's nothing I'm lacking on. I did also spend some time really looking for like reception dress and really looking for shoes, and I think I picked the ones that I'm going to order. What else did I look at? Oh, I looked a little bit at like flower girl gifts. I looked a little bit at send-off items. We were gonna do sparklers because that's just kind of like, I feel like that's just like what you do. But I also would be down just for some little like tinsel shaky dakey that we run through. Like, that kind of seems like it might be easier, and so I'm considering that as well. I need to send the inspiration pictures to the cake decorator. We really need to get on like Zach's attire, I feel like making sure we're set up for him to have something to wear, and then also getting it so that his groomsmen can like go get measured for their rentals so that they have more time to do that instead of trying to have them do it last minute. So I need to do that. And then I also, which I'll settle down and like actually make a true list, but I need to kind of settle a little bit on my ideas of like hair and makeup, what I want, so I can reach out to my hair and makeup artist company and schedule my trial, because I also don't know how far in advance before a wedding they try to do trials. But I feel like it's like those kind of details that I want to get on top of, because even though they're not needing to be done right now, it's close enough to needing to be done that I would rather do them now while there's not like other pressing things, instead of trying to do them while doing the like more pressing things as time gets closer. I honestly need to eat something with substance, and then we're gonna go work out. This is my little workout outfit of the day. Got my CRZ yoga biker shorts that I've worn so much now. I forget when I got them, but these are like what I ran my half marathon in last year. Over a year ago now, actually, my half marathon. I don't think I told you this. You don't care, but it's interesting to an extent. The same half marathon that I ran last year, the Alien 3.1 area 3.1, what am I saying? Area 13.1 in Roswell, Georgia. That half marathon got canceled this year because there was a storm, which was kind of sad. So I've run that most recently, even though it was last year. But my little CRZ biker shorts, and then this is a top from Halara that you would have seen in May whenever they sponsored a video. It's like very open back. I couldn't do too much like jumping and stuff in this, like it's not that kind of supportive, but I'm planning on doing stairs today. I'm planning on doing some like upper body today, probably upper body and then stairs, and for both of those things, this is just fine. I just need to get sustenance. What's the right word? I feel like it's probably sustenance, because substance. I need to get sustenance into my body. I did 60 minutes on the stairmaster today, which is wild and not easy, and I did it because I was thinking of this like challenge that I did back in 2021. It's on the channel. It's like a stairmaster challenge, and I was like, if I could do that challenge every day for 7 days, then like I can do 60 minutes one day this week. And that was my motivation for doing the 60 minutes on the stairs. And then it was around minute like 45 or so, I actually pulled up that video from 2021 and watched it, and my challenge was 30 minutes on the stairmaster for 7 days. Like, I never once did 60 minutes. I don't think ever in my life. That's the first time that I've ever in my life done 60 minutes on the stairs. I don't know if I'll do it again. It was like fun, and I got like little endorphin highs afterwards. I felt really proud of myself afterwards. But the amount of sweat that I sweat, I feel like maybe it'll be like my wash day routine or something, like whenever I'm already washing my hair, because I cannot imagine doing that and then not washing my hair. Like, cannot imagine that. The gnats, or fruit flies, I don't even know what they are driving me absolutely insane. I feel like they're worse they weren't great in our last apartment, but I feel like they're worse in this apartment than in our last one, and we've been taking every preventative measure. I don't know if they're just like worse this year. I feel like this is part of just like living in the humid South, which we are, but like they are literally driving me insane. We have a Zevo, the plug-in. I've been doing on TikTok like daily check-ins with our Zevo to see how many fruit flies it catches, and it's a lot. But then like we don't leave produce out. We've been treating the sink drain in the kitchen sink drain, so they shouldn't be there. The only potted plants that we have are 2 ZZ plants, which are like very dry soil plants, so that shouldn't be an issue. But they are like in the bedroom. Like, why would there be a fruit fly in here? They are like over in the little built-in desk that I sit in. Why would they be over there? I don't know, but they're driving me wild. They're in the shower, which like we always have the dehumidifying fan on in the shower. We like leave the thing open so it can dry out. Like, the shower is not just so like damp and humid all the time. So then I kind of wonder if they're coming in through the windows, and like since we rent, there's not really a good way to like improve the sealant. Like, I'm not doing all of that for this apartment that we live in, but I'm just really holding out for the colder weather, because once it drops down, I'm pretty sure that they and we'll be gone. But then the other thing, the more important thing, I did make, I feel like it's not enough, but I also don't know like what else I would do. But I did make kind of a September wedding to do for us, but the issue is that it's all like purchasing things, which is kind of like, it's like what comes with the territory, but also like lame. It's not as fun. But get reception and night before dresses, I'm planning on purchasing those just so I can have them so that I like know that they're here. I'm gonna purchase my shoes that I want to wear for wedding day, and I think I'm gonna do reception shoes too. But I want to actually have those, especially because if we're doing our first dance lessons now, it'll be nice to be able to practice in the shoes that I will be wearing. Like don't need to do that. It's not like we're doing something so wild and crazy, but it will be kind of fun. I want to get wedding bands, at least make the purchase. I know sometimes they can take like weeks to come in. And I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's not all that pressing. I feel like I already talked about this, but my like thought is that you can always upgrade from plain gold band, and it's pretty. Like, it's not like you're settling for anything. But if I like splurged and got this like beautiful bubble pave infinity, but I don't need that now. Even if it's beautiful, like I don't need it now. I can always upgrade later. And I mean, same with Zach's too. Like, you can always upgrade if you would like to later too. And I want to get my veil this month just to have it again. And then we also need to mail our 4th payment to our venue by the end of the month. Like, it's due October 1st, so we just need to do that by the end of the month. I feel like a couple of these like accessory, like get the veil, get the shoes types of things too, because my first alterations appointment will be in October is when I scheduled it for. So like, you want to have your shoes by then so that they get the height right and stuff like that. And then I don't think they really need to know the veil, but then at least I have like in my head what it'll all look like. I feel like there needs to be more that I'm doing, but it's kind of a weird spot because all of the big pieces are in place, and the like future planning meetings for the big pieces won't really start again until October, November. So we're kind of in this lull, and I know later I'll probably like, whenever things pick up and it feels so busy and I'm like putting a lot of things together, and I'll probably feel like, oh, like I wish I was in this lull again, but right now it's just kind of boring. Boring part of wedding planning. The non-boring part of wedding planning though is that we have started to get some like registry gifts, which is so fun, and I just like, it's gonna be such a dopamine hit every time one arrives between now and January, and we're obviously so thankful for any gift that's given to us. But tonight we're gonna play Star Wars Monopoly, which has arrived recently. It arrived as well as Catan, but we wanted to like break in the Star Wars Monopoly. I also have a reel that I need to film, so I'll do that. I'll include some of the footage, but it'll be posted on Instagram. Oh, those are probably like the X bikes and speeder whatever.
Yeah, just.
Okay. I'm gonna assume that the money is the same colors, because why would they do that to us if not? What's that currency?
Imperial credits.
Okay, so these are 1 Imperial credit.
There you go. There's how much we should be getting.
Perfect. I'm just gonna lay them out first, and then I can delegate to each of us. There are special powered cards over in that thing. So are those maybe, like you're saying, those go with the characters? Like you choose your character and they have special powers?
It says each character has a unique power. When you roll to move, if you roll... Oh wait, can I see the dice?
I don't have them. You probably do. Are those gonna be funny too? The dice?
It says if you roll...
I think these are, because are these the characters?
Those are the characters, yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's just like a reminder card of... Oh, like when you roll special character.
Oh, it's this.
Is that in place of 6? No, because that's a 6. place of one.
Yeah. So when you get that,
Do any of those call to you?
it's gonna be Leia Organa. Thank you.
Why would you be Leia if I'm here? Which one are the Rebel? Oh, these ones are the Rebel Alliance cards, and those ones are the other ones. I'm gonna be Han Solo. They're little busts. I don't know how well. Well, okay, Chewie. You can obviously tell is Chewie. That's Luke, yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe Han is the first one in my. Is this Han?
Correct.
It's like from the top they kind of look the same. And then this is a guy,
Lando Calrissian.
and this is
An Ewok.
an Ewok. Man, imagine having all of these options and being an Ewok.